Hey YouTube, we have the Special Agent Stinger 2 Dagger by United Cutlery are here. I'm not sure if they even sell these anymore. I kind of doubt it. I just kind of grabbed these up. It was probably 3 or 4 years ago. These obviously are not the highest quality, but they're not the worst either, believe it or not. United Cutlery is a very hit and miss company, mostly miss, and would not normally recommend anything from them. This item is kind of 50-50. It just depends on if you're into this kind of item or not. It says here it includes a covert impact resistant sheath with clip. And here's the box here. Some more information about the product. Some other items that they sell. Once again, I don't even know if they even sell these items anymore, but you could probably check them out on their website. So the item itself is just a, open it up here, has a, I guess you would call a boot clip, or a pocket clip, or maybe a belt clip. You could probably use it for any of that. You can probably just lash it onto a pack, slide it on if it has MOLLE webbing. And it has a couple of holes here, and let's see here. Probably for drainage, I would imagine. It's a pretty narrow, small profile sheath. Hard plastic for sure. They call it impact resistance. Now on the actual handle, you have some different writings here. I'm not sure if it's going to show up too well. It says stainless steel in China. And then I'm going to have to take the actual sheath off to see the rest. So I'll set the box over here to the side. Here's the knife. This is the way that I would probably do if you wanted to take it out. It's got this pretty heavy-duty closure clip. So you actually got to get your thumb under it. And then once you kind of get that thumb, you can kind of pry the blade. So if you can see, I got that off. And you can just pull it the rest of the way. So just going to have to be a little careful since this thing is so sharp, and probably shouldn't use just one hand, but I've got to hold the camera. So here we go. Just pull it out real carefully. It's a double edge. Very sharp, very pointy. It's kind of a ridiculous point. Definitely for thrust movements. Not so much for slashing. You could, but it's more for pushing forward. It has this nice guard to really lock your fingers in. In a reverse grip, it can work, but it's not as ideal. As you'll see here, you got this kind of an awkward, full tang, blocky, protruding tang. Not sure why that is. But also those numbers we were talking about, besides saying stainless China engraved in there, it has the model number. And I'm not sure if this is going to show up. Here we go. So that's UC for United Cutlery 0915. So UC 0915 is the model number, and on the other side it just has the United Cutlery engraved into the tang. So it's kind of I'm wanting to say almost a rubbery feel, but it definitely is a plastic handle, I can tell, but it has a very light rubbery feel texturing, so it's kind of okay. I guess there's a point here for a lanyard. So that's the blade. As everybody know here by now, I have extra large hands, wear extra large gloves, and it's just enough to get a full hammer grip on this knife. So what would be some of the practical applications of this knife? Self-defense, probably more of a boot knife than anything else. Would I personally want to carry that? No. I think it's just something to kind of, conversational piece. Is something that was just a few dollars, years ago that I picked up randomly, impulse buys, and I probably will sell it in the near future in a yard sale or go to a flea market. But I just thought I'd show it to you before I get rid of it. So these are kind of interesting, nothing special. I wouldn't be surprised if the steel was probably some type of 420 J2 or some kind of a 400 series at least, stainless steel. And so, you kind of just get what you pay for. And, everybody goes through, I think there's another drainage hole there. Yeah, there definitely is on the bottom as well. So you got 2 on the side there in the back, 1 on the bottom. So, these types of items though, when you're kind of, looking at self-protection weapons, especially edged weapons, these are so specialized and have such a limited type of purpose. Not that you couldn't fully deploy this and make it effective, but there's a lot more options out there, especially fully serrated blades, blades that have better bellies on the blade for better slashing. It's not always about just puncturing and stabbing motions in self-defense. There's a lot of slashing that goes involved, especially for fighting with a knife. And you definitely want to have some reach with it. This one has reach. It's just that the blade configuration is not optimum, in my opinion, for self-defense. Plus, it's a little bit big for a boot. This is probably what I would consider a large boot knife, and I think it'd be a little bit less practical unless you had a very tall boot, to carry this off and on. It's not too heavy. It's just a few ounces, literally, so that's a good part. So it's there's a lot of pros and cons, but with something of this type of a weapon, so I think it'd be a little more practical to have something a little smaller and a little bit more multi-purpose, and possibly serrated if it's for self-defense, so that you can actually use it in more than just one application as well. Thanks again for watching. We'll catch you real soon.